Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now, Google Let Play. Us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 444.
I thought you were going to do it, Brian.
Thought I was going to say faux.
Podcast on the network.
For anyone who's old like us, you might know the reference.
I'm old and I did not know the reference.
Yeah, it's old sports reference. For anyone who doesn't know, I was telling Tony Moses Malone, a basketball player in the 70s or 80s. I don't remember which it was now.
He's the guy that parted the Red Sea, right?
No. And he's also not Karl Malone, just so everyone knows. He's a different basketball player.
Oh.
But
I completely wrong then.
When they were starting the playoffs, he said faux, meaning that they needed to win 4 games in 3 separate rounds to win the championship. And, so faux. So here we are.
Faux.
Yep.
That's like also ancient Roman speak for when one gladiator was against 3 guys. Faux. Ugh.
That's terrible.
It is, isn't it?
Ugh, man.
That's so terrible, Brian. And I'm going to celebrate with a delicious hop slam.
Oh, rubbing it right in my face.
Hey, man, I still got some.
Son of a biscuit. All right. Yeah, dude, I was in...
Oh, your head to settle down.
Fucking A. We'll get to that. I was in Meijer the other day, and I'm just casually, skipping about as one does through the store, And,
I mean, thank God they have those skipping lanes in Meijer.
Right. And I just happened to be near the beer aisle, and my head immediately snaps to the right, and I shit you not, I immediately looked right at where Hop Slam was. Like, right as I turned and looked, my eyes...
You were drawn to it.
Yeah,
my hours of Jesus.
Oh, man, and I walked over to it, and I stood there for a minute, and I'm like, it's $18 for 6. It's like, God, I wish I could just buy a tall boy, like,
yeah, right.
I want one, but I also don't want to spend the better part of $20. Well, it would have been $20. I was in Michigan, so deposit.
I mean, the sound drop I don't have yet, but to be fair,
yeah,
there's a lot of beers you can pay $18 for and you get a 4-pack.
Oh, I understand. I'm not arguing that. I just didn't want to spend $20 at the time. It's more of what it was, no matter what it was. I
get that.
Because I'm more than happy to buy it. Although I've never bought cans of it, which is weird. Well, oh no, really? I take that back. I take that back. I did buy a can of it at a bar once, so I guess technically I can't say that.
Fair enough.
No, I've never bought because in the past, remember, it was hard. As soon as it came out, it was gone. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Like every year, I'm like, we have to find a bar that has it because I can't find it in a store. So, and we lucked out last year hitting that joint up in Monroe when they had the old half-off pints. And thank God I didn't have a lot of money, or boy, that would have been a shit show drive home. I'd have had me 6 or 70 of those. No, I wouldn't have, because it would have kicked my ass. That's a potent beer. But anyway, welcome back, Hop Slam, and
welcome back, Hop Slam.
So what was Hop Slam, or what was the first beer you cracked into to break your dry January?
Oh, believe it or not.
Well, let me rephrase. You made it through January to start off not dry February. I don't want to make it sound like, you got to like 30 days and you were like, fuck this, I'm having a beer.
Yes.
Oh no.
I've navigated dry January.
Right.
And I made it to moist February.
I don't know about moist February.
Because I know people hate that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything special, honestly.
Ah, okay.
It was like just doing stuff around the house. We're starving. We gotta go grocery shopping. We can't. You don't want to grocery shop, empty stomach.
Right.
Right.
You got to get a couple beers in there first.
And so I was like, you know what? Just get in the car. I got you gotta fire it up.
Yeah.
No, I was like, just get in the car. I got, I'm going to surprise you. So we went going downtown to Carlos Poco Loco because it's still delicious.
Yeah, good choice.
A long time. It sounded good. And they had Quench on tap, which is one of my favorite kind of like low ABV.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm
that's what I did my little thing with was a sea quench.
Ah, okay. I was going to say, I'm not really a fan of sours, but sea quench is one that I have found I could drink. I can't drink a lot of them, but I can definitely drink one. It's a good tasting beer, though.
Like, it's refreshing. I thought it'd be really good with the food we were eating, and it was.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's got good, lime notes,
although
I think, or citrus in it?
Yeah, it's like very lime and it's almost like a salty lime. It's interesting. But they did have a Mmus agave on tap, and I was like, ooh. Ooh. But I didn't want to get, fucked up at lunch, because that's a high ABV beer.
That's the best time. You got the rest of the day to work it off. I'm just picturing.
Yeah, that was nice. And
I'm just picturing Michelle.
Slam yesterday watching the game,
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I'm picturing Michelle pushing you around the grocery store as you're taking a nap in the cart.
Yeah, got one of those cop car ones.
Yeah. Everyone's looking at her weird. What?
Yeah, that's my man-child.
Yeah. Haven't you ever had a few too many at lunch? Why didn't you just leave him in the car?
Yeah, right.
It's cruel.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gotta at least leave the window cracked.
Yeah, seriously.
Just
picture, walking by the car and you're, pressing your face against the window, barking at people. Yeah.
And fire department breaks the window.
Yeah. It's okay, guy. It's okay. And they're petting you. Oh, jeez. I
know, right?
It's really funny.
But yeah. What's up?
Oh, I was going to say, when you mentioned Carlos, was it Poco Loco? I always get it backwards. Yes. Okay. Real quick kind of note. I was watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives the other day, and they were at a place called Chino Bandito.
Cheeto Bandito?
No, but the first.
I need a sound drop after Cheeto Bandito. I don't know what though.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I could think of is go back and see if there ever a TV commercial with Frito Bandito. Because if so, there's some jingle.
Sure it was.
Yeah, I would say maybe there's some jingle that goes with it. But anyway,
maybe some sort of sweet guitar riff.
Yeah, right. Probably not. Some of them sweet 80s guitar licks. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But this place is called Chino Bandito, and the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this is really familiar.
Is it somebody that steals pants? Like Chino?
No. What it actually was is it's a place that blends Chinese and Mexican cuisines.
Oh, wow.
And it sounds really
that's interesting.
Sounds really weird on the surface, but the way from watching the way the place works is they hand you a card to where you can kind of put what you want, you check off what you want. But basically, it works similar to, I'm going to use the, Chipotle concept. Because basically, you walk up, you tell them what kind of, rice, do you want beans, what your protein is, and then sauces or whatever, so it kind of works similarly, but dude, one of the rice options there is a jerk chicken rice.
That sounds amazing.
It looked so good, and I've had confirmation from Roxana that it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, jerk chicken in general, I'm a fan of, and I don't mean choking the chicken.
Well, you do,
the Jamaican jerk chicken.
I mean, you mean both, but
sometimes you gotta.
All inclusive resorts, man.
This is my jerk suite.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's why Neil and Annalise go back to Jamaica every year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was
jerk chicken. Dude, so good.
The food from that place looks so damn good. I was like, yeah, we need a road trip to Phoenix because
it might be an air trip and not a road trip.
Dude, if we road trip though, we can Fear and Loathing it and backcountry and.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's funny though because you're Chinese and Mexican cuisines mixed. Because one of my favorite Chinese dishes is mushu pork.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with these little pancakes.
Yeah.
You make tacos, basically
right?
You make little burritos, little wraps.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's every time I eat it, I'm always like, man, this is like this. Well, it's like I'm making little street tacos.
They didn't say exactly what was on it, but there was some woman that was eating a quesadilla, and or a guy, I don't remember, somebody eating a quesadilla. But apparently there was like Chinese food in the quesadilla. So I was like, I want to know what's in that, because I'm guessing probably, like you were just saying, some sort of a protein that's prepared in a Chinese dish. And then put into a quesadilla, and I was like, man, I just want to go eat. Apparently, they have like 9,000 possible menu combinations.
Oh, I'm sure. Although sometimes like that, I walk in and when there's like 40 pages of things to choose from,
yeah,
it's a little overwhelming.
Well, that's actually what happened with Guy Fieri. When he walked in, he was like, and the guy who was the owner, who has since passed, because they were doing like a revisit, but right. When he went in there originally, the owner was like, here, I'll make it real simple for you. And basically was like rice, beans, protein, like you just go down the list basically and you pick one of each of the things. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes things way more simple, Right. But yeah, dude, all the food they made looks so good. I was just drooling watching it.
General So's Dilla sounds amazing.
Right?
Just saying.
Well, that's what I'd like to, maybe they have a menu online. I haven't even looked, so,
no reason to torture ourselves.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh man, it looks so good though. Anyway. It was just kind of funny because I'm watching, I'm like, I've heard of this place. And then when he said
he's a friend of the show.
Yeah. Listen, we can go, it's easier for us to go visit Cheeto Bandito.
That's true.
Because he's he's a day trip for us, or a couple day trip, whatever.
Well, it depends on how hardcore you are. We could probably get there in a day.
Yeah.
So we need about, a case of 5-hour energies, maybe some crystal meth, definitely some hop slam.
Yeah.
We need landing gear.
Right. Oh, for sure. You can't land with fucking on meth. That's good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just need something to bring you down a little bit.
If we're going to fly, we need gear to bring us down.
Right. Fuck you, I'm landing in the ocean. I all of a sudden pull out a captain's hat and I start pretending I'm Sully. I'm landing this bird. You're like, Brian, you're not even in the driver's seat. Like, fuck you, I'm not. I start grabbing at the wheel.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. I always like it when you find weird places that blend like cuisines like that.
Yeah.
Although my kids, my niece and my daughter, they tried, because my mom would watch them during the summer. Like every Tuesday, they were up at my mom's house hanging out, right, during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And she would always just let them make like, hey, what do you guys want for lunch? And they'd do whatever. And the one day, my niece said she wanted to make spaghetti tacos.
Okay. So
they did.
Deep fry the spaghetti.
No. They just made spaghetti and put them in taco shells.
Okay.
And they said it was the most horrible thing ever.
They're not all winners, right?
They're not all winners.
Not all winners.
I don't know if you could blend.
Here's what you do: you take
Italian and Mexican.
Hold on, I got your answer right here.
All right. Although Mexican lasagna is legit as fuck.
Yes, it is. You take your spaghetti.
Okay.
And you slather it in your waffle iron.
All right, spaghetti in the waffle iron, right?
You crisp that sumbitch up like it's a tostada.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so you got a spaghetti waffle now.
Right. And then you just fill it with everything else. I don't know. I got nothing from there. So just.
God damn it, Brian. Your recipe's a failure.
I'm not a chef.
Gordon Ramsay is not impressed.
Not at all, yeah. In fact, he's probably throwing the waffle iron at my head.
Yeah, for sure.
You son of a bitch. Oh, man. It's funny. I read something the other day that said that KFC and Pizza Hut had a collaboration in somewhere. I can't remember where it was, where it's seriously like a pizza with like gravy and popcorn chicken on it.
I'm interested.
Right. And I'm sitting there going, why can't the damn Pizza Hut Taco Bell combos make my damn like pizza taco where it's a piece of pizza and then you just put taco fixins on the inside of it and just hand it to me?
Yeah, like you roll it up like a fucking New York slice.
Right. Yeah.
I don't see a problem with this because I've had taco pizza and it's delicious.
Exactly.
Taco pizza almost has so many toppings on it, it's hard to eat.
Although I will say, I'm also talking about like giving me a piece of like pepperoni pizza and then putting all the taco stuff in there.
I mean, that could be delicious, or it might kill you immediately.
Whatever. I'm at the Pizza Hut.
But I mean, if I could get a pizza with a little like chorizo on it and some like grilled onions and shit.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
See,
that's
maybe
the way to do
it. Pickled red onion to get that little vinegar bite. But no, not hot pickled red onion. It's like hot lettuce. Hard no. You got to put pickled red onion on afterwards.
Right. The lettuce goes on beforehand too.
Immediately, it's a lettuce crust.
Lettuce in the waffle iron. Flatten as some bitch.
You crisp up that. You make a lettuce waffle.
Oh god.
I saw a salad waffle.
Dude, I saw a recipe one time where somebody, like air quote recipe, and they were basically, instead of using any sort of a crust, they used like a romaine leaf and then just put pizza toppings on it. Because they were like, well, people put romaine on the grill to char it, so you do that, but you put pizza toppings on it to melt the cheese. I'm like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, the closest I've ever got away with making a quote-unquote pizza on a vegetable was with green pepper. Like,
Yeah. Well, didn't you do mushrooms once?
A half of a stuffed green pepper, and I just stuffed with pizza goodness.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that pretty much is a stuffed pepper anyway, so yeah.
It was basically pizza stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
And, because I was sitting there, when I was deep in the world of keto, I'm like, I need pizza.
Right.
And everything is keto except for the fucking crust.
Right.
What can I slather all these toppings on? Oh, a green pepper.
Yeah. I thought, didn't you do mushroom once?
I think I've thought about it, but I never did. Like, I get a big old portobello.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
I feel like forest folk with a giant mushroom like that. Once upon a time, I did one of those portobello burgers, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind a portobello, but I need it in slices. I need it maybe like fried up, and just having a huge mushroom looks like a sewer lid.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of tastes like it too, It's got that gamey sewer taste.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. I don't mind mushrooms, but I don't want like a bunch of mushroom. Like, I don't want to feel like
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm with you. I love, like anytime I make a steak, I'm usually like sauteing mushrooms and onions and peppers on the side to slather over the top of it with that delicious pan drippings,
I can't remember what bar it was. I know it's not open anymore, but there's this bar that used to do fried mushrooms, and it was just slices of portobello deep fried.
Okay, I can get behind fried mushrooms.
Fucking so good.
Yeah, I just don't like big pieces of mushrooms. I don't know what it is. I don't,
I know. It's like, what am I, in Alice in Wonderland? Get this away from me.
Maybe.
Where's my hunk of cow?
Well, you're supposed to pretend this is the cow. I will say, I do follow an Instagram account called Mushroom Recipes.
Oh, yeah?
And they posted one the other day that looked like, basically like steak sandwiches, but it's marinating the mushrooms in the stuff, and then you just, cook them and make it, put your cheese, peppers, onions, everything. Dude, they look fucking amazing.
So it's like a Philly cheesesteak, but mushrooms instead of meat?
Yeah. So,
but Brian, meat.
No, I understand. I'm just saying.
I don't think you hear me.
What are you, Cisco? You're going to yell thong next?
I mean,
since I'm keeping with my timely references, I've at least moved a few years forward.
Like, if you wanted a Philly cheesesteak and add mushrooms as well as
I'm totally down for that.
And the steak, okay then.
Yeah, I know.
If you're like, hey buddy, we got the sweet Philly cheesesteak, but guess what? It's got actually just mushrooms instead of meat. I'm gonna probably kick you through a plate glass window.
That's fair.
Like that big display window in front of a restaurant, flying out of it like it's a Terminator.
That'd be all right. That'd be kind of cool, actually. But instead of meatless Mondays, Tony does Mo Meat Mondays.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, fuck you, I'm making a bun out of steak.
Exactly.
I'm going to just put steak in it.
Becomes an axe kick Monday. That'll learn you.
That's fair. Steak on steak on steak.
Hell yeah, dude. Don't worry. I mean, I've done a meatless Monday every now and then, but it depresses me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I? What is this?
Yeah. I've just, as I've gotten older, my stomach just doesn't seem to tolerate red meat like it used to. So I'm trying to find something that once in a while I could, find a little substitute there. That's all.
Have you tried more red meat?
You're right. Maybe that's the answer.
Have you tried making your stomach submit? Establish dominance.
Yeah, it doesn't work well.
Oh yeah, here's more steak. Fuck you, stomach. This will learn you.
Yeah. Oh man, what a mess. That's why I can't get over the people doing the carnivore diet. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I probably could, because meat just, like, I could eat, I'm like a goddamn, like a cat. I can just eat meat and be good.
Yeah,
know?
I can't. I need vegetables with things that I eat, you know. I just can't eat just meat. So, yeah.
But I mean, I think even myself would eventually be like, I'm so tired of eating steak.
Yeah.
After like 2 weeks straight of just steak, I'd be like, oh, steak again?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, half the world's like starving and they're digging through garbage cans and eating dirt cookies.
I know.
And I'm like, really? Steak again?
Right? Yeah, we live in a country where we can be exclusionary with our diet. Yeah.
Right, but really, bovine again?
Kobe again?
God. Really? Another ribeye with butter, garlic? Jeez. Actually, I know the carnivore diet's just like salt and meat, basically.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But still.
Which I think is funny, because I doubt that the, you know, cavemen had salt shakers.
Yeah, right? For sure.
You just picture
shake it like a Polaroid.
Ugg walking up to Grog and, you know, and be like, meaning, you know, pepper? Be like, nah, I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. Man, now we talked all this food stuff and I'm hungry. God damn it. What's wrong with us?
I know, right? Dude, today I just like cut up a bunch of chicken boobs.
Yeah.
Cause I went to the store and they had chicken titties on sale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to get a bunch of these. I'm going to freeze them because, you know, I'll always eat chicken.
Yep.
But I just got home and I was so beat and I was like, shit. And I'm like, what's something I could do easy? So I just went, I diced, like cubed up, not diced. That'd be so silly.
Oh,
oh man, I mean, fuck yeah, why not?
I mean,
oh, I missed. Whatever.
I already hit it. It's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I like cubed it up. I just basically made like boneless wings.
Uh-huh.
Why have I never done that before?
You know, like, did you, no breading, just did them
No breading,
naked?
just naked. I just threw them all in a pan and like, you know, just cooked them up and.
Yeah. I don't like fooling with doing breading or anything.
I doused them with like my portion and like Frank's and I put a little blue cheese on them. I'm like, these are just like eating chunks.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why have I never done this?
Because you're a silly goose.
I can't wait for my leftover lunch tomorrow at work. I'm going to be like living the dream.
Other people are fantasizing about them riding on a horse with someone they're infatuated with. You're just dreaming of yourself in a meadow with your leftovers.
Like a bowl of chicken chunks.
Just making sweet, sensual love to it.
Exactly. It's like that dream Happy Gilmore had of Shooter McGavin, but I'm making out the bowl of chicken instead of grandma.
Right. Much better choice, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, it's funny at work because every day I always bring leftovers and I cook basically every day. I cook dinner, you know.
Yeah.
And they're always like, "Oh, what do you got today?" And I'm always like, "Oh, like one day I had like roasted chicken with rutabaga and something else." And they're like, the one dude's finally like, "What are you, like fucking Emerald when you get home?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just like to cook food.
Yeah, right.
I like to eat good."
Yeah. What the fuck's a rutabaga? Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you guys all eat out of vending machines, you savages.
Delicious. That's my favorite Top Chef challenge. Did I ever tell you that? On that show?
Oh, and they have to pull stuff out of vending machines?
Yeah, I love it when they have to do that because they're all so repulsed by the god-awful food they have to use. It's great.
Dude, I work with people that eat out of a vending machine every day.
Dude, I used to basically
like
do the
sandwiches
same thing.
And hot dogs, and I'm like, I don't know how everyone here isn't dead.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't get it, man.
Meanwhile, you're in there with your fucking, you know.
Yeah, I'm in there with my nuts and berries and leftovers and shit.
Yeah. Acting like you're, you know, all civilized or what have you.
And I do have this nice wooden handled folding knife to cut my apples with every day.
Oh my God.
Because I can't bite into an apple because it's my tooth, you know.
Oh, yeah, right.
because it's not a Crowns. It's just like, it's not.
It's a chiclet, right? Yeah.
Basically, it's a chiclet. Yeah. It tastes minty. It's great.
You just put a new one on every day.
Yeah.
Just cramming on what's left of the old tooth.
But I was like reading some article, one of my Bon Appetits, and it was like, what we have at our desks or whatever. And one guy had this knife. And he's like, oh, it's perfect for when I'm cutting up steak or my food or cutting apples. I'm like, I need that. And it was like $15 on Amazon.
Oh, cool.
And it's this little folding knife made in France, wood handles, really nice, wicked shop.
Yeah. Well, I'd hope so.
It's very nice. So there's my French knife.
Your friend, hold on. You got to go the full scale with this, which is you're there with your French knife that you read about in Bon Appetit.
That's true.
You didn't stumble on the internet. This wasn't some like Men's Health or whatever tip. This was Bon Appetit.
Bon Appetit. One of the editors uses it every day in his desk.
Right. You're sitting there carving up your apples, probably like you're whittling,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're in a rocking chair, telling stories.
Every day I slice an apple with that knife and eat it.
Apples are delicious.
I know. I love apples.
Me too.
Although it's starting to get to the time where they're going to be less delicious.
I know.
I'll be phasing them out of my diet soon.
Yeah. I won't. I'll still eat them, but I'll be very disappointed with them.
Good,
no, I know. But
every once in a while, I'll still buy them every once in a while. But right now, seriously, as soon as I'm out, I go buy more.
Do you know what sucks is there's nothing that fills that gap. There's
not really.
Like, and you can't I even tried.
Pears. I like pears.
If pears are okay, yeah. I don't love pears, but pears are alright. Yeah. I bought a bag of frozen apples one time. Thinking maybe that would work. No, that was a terrible idea.
Fresh apples for life.
Yeah, it's fresh apples or nothing, basically. So
yeah, exactly.
So what I end up doing sometimes, though, is when I buy them in their off season a little more, is I'll buy a few for raw eating, and then I'll just cook up the rest with a roast or whatever, kind of a thing. Because I'm still getting apples this way, and when you cook them, you don't care as much if they're mealy because they don't need to be crisp and refreshing.
That's my bummer move, is when I'm like, I need an apple to eat, and I get into it, and it's like, this doesn't taste like anything. This is shit.
Yeah.
It's apple shite.
Yeah. What is this, microwave meatloaf? Just right in the trash.
Yeah, exactly. Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. Literally garbage.
Literally, quite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway,
whatever.
I know. We got to stop talking about apples. That's it's like us talking about breakfast.
Getting crazy over here.
One last food thing, dude. A couple of weeks ago, we went to the local meat store, and I got me some of them, was it hunter sausages or whatever they're called?
Hell yeah, Landjagers.
Oh my god, dude. I eat those way too fast.
People gave me shit years ago when I was talking about how delicious these are.
I was with you. I just thought it was funny how obsessed you were with them.
Dude, because it was like it unlocked a chakra in my brain or something.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like if I have beef jerky around, I'll eat the shit out of that beef jerky,
Oh, yeah.
But I hate buying it because it's so damn expensive,
Yes.
And them sausages, they're $1.29 a piece. They're not horribly expensive, but they're also not cheap. You're not going to buy 90 of them, Yeah,
I mean, you could.
You could. They actually do have a bigger pack, and when I go back, I'm probably going to buy it because I think it's $10, and it's a whole lot more of them. Yeah, it's easily the better buy,
See, when you come over, Brian, you and I are gonna go up the road to the meat store that's right up the road from me.
Yeah,
because they've got quite the selection of meat snacks.
Ah, fantastic!
And they're all delicious, and they make them all in house. Like some of them, they just take their kielbasa and make them into meat snacks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So here's my plan for that.
All right.
We go in, we strong arm the crew out of there, and we lock the door.
Blazing.
Well, whatever we feel like at the time. Wooden knives a-blazing, whatever. And then we just eat until we explode, basically.
All right.
It's basically...
You'll be Mr. Blonde.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be
I feel like
Mr.
I should be...
Bald.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we're both Mr. Bald.
Yeah, we are. For sure.
Why do I got to be Mr. Pink? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm in for this. I like this plan a lot.
Oh, it's a good plan.
I'm always up for meat snacks.
Dude, they make some good ones in there.
Sweet. I'm down. For sure.
Like every time because it's seriously, 2 minutes from here, like drive, right? So that's primarily where I buy my meat now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fresh, butcher.
Sure. Makes sense.
Not every time. Most, like say 80% of the time I go in there to buy meat, I end up buying a pair of meat snacks and eating them on my way home.
Right. And the other 20% of the time you eat them while you're in the store.
just throw them in my face.
Yeah. You're just like, I'll take 19 of those. And, you're like, pushing change around in your hand. You're like, 19. And
yeah, exactly.
Just stick them right in my face.
Yeah. Then I bust out like the beer bong.
Yeah.
Just throw them in the funnel.
Yep. Pretty much. Oof. Yikes.
Yeah.
Ay, caramba. I guess we should do more of the, how was your week?
Standard issue salty language.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, it was all right. You know what's weird about what I noticed this week is how your stupid iPhone is like, you go to the same place over and over again and it starts to assume shit.
Yeah.
Like, I never told it like where my house is, like my home. Or where I work. But after a while, I go to the same place every morning at the same time. Yeah. It goes, hey, it's going to take you this long to get to work today. It just figures it out.
Right.
So for the longest time before I moved where I am now, it would direct me to, like, every time I leave work, it'd be like, hey, it's going to be this long to get you to where you when I lived with Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not, whatever, stupid iPhone. You don't know what I'm going. You don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You don't know me. Yeah.
So the other day I'm in my driveway and I look at it because it said like, oh, it's going to take you 2 minutes to get home. I'm like, 2 minutes? Where does it? It thinks I live at the Mexican restaurant up the road.
I mean, it's not entirely wrong.
I'm not there that much.
Maybe
I don't understand.
Maybe you're there more than you think you are. I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, really, phone? I've been there more than any restaurant I've been to in the past couple months, probably, because it's right there.
Because it's right there, yeah, sure.
But, really? iPhone?
Yes.
That's where it thinks I live?
Now,
when that patio outside's open, it might be the truth.
Right?
Yeah, I thought that was weird, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know, like, like in my Google Maps, once upon a time, I set my home address as just an intersection close to my house. Because my dumb paranoid brain, I'm like, well, if someone finds my phone, they say, take me home. It'll, take you to the wrong house or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Clever.
Yeah, I guess. I was James Bond in a different life.
Sure.
The old hair on the hinge trick with an iPhone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But, yeah, I just stopped caring though, because it's like I know how to basically,
Yeah, I just picture somebody getting your phone and they're like, "Take me home," and they're the phone's like, "Well, Tony wants you to believe he lives here, but here's where he actually lives." Because
here's where he actually hangs out.
Because the phone gonna dime you out, like no question.
Like the phone, like the Siri's just like, "Do you like street tacos and Modelo?" Like, well, I guess. I mean, I do.
You live here now.
Do you like chorizo and cerveza? I mean, see.
Who doesn't? Yeah, exactly, right? Duh.
Yeah, I just thought that was so weird, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done that with my phone, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I never, it just learns, because, it tracks all your movements, because it's creepy as fuck.
Right. I mean,
but whatever.
It's useful at times because, if you were hammered, you could use the old, like, I need you to take me here,
Look at this.
Yeah.
Even if it got me to the Mexican place, I could get home from
That's
there.
Close enough, man. Yeah. Close enough.
Close enough.
Till they close, at least,
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, my week it's been all right. I was busy last week. I mean, work was insane.
Yeah.
For some reason, no overtime. I worked a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
sounds about right.
This is weird too. I mean, I'm getting a new guy come Wednesday. So I had to be trained to be a mentor today.
Oh boy, yeah.
I know, right? Which is actually nice because every hour that guy works with me, I actually make more money.
Oh, because you're training.
of training him, which is cool.
That's all right. Yeah.
No, so that's all. I'm like, oh, so if he makes 90 days, he becomes, onto training. So I got to scare him away by like day 89.
Right.
It's like
that way they get another new person, right? Yeah,
for sure.
I'm sure that'll work once or twice. After that, I would assume they'd catch on. But
yeah, but who else is going to train him? I'm the only guy in my department.
You're right. Monopoly.
It's a two-man operation where I work.
I was going to say jokes on you. You do it twice, and you're like, all right, I got a good thing going here. The third time, they actually you're training your replacement.
Yeah, basically. Right?
At the 89th day, they're like, hey, Tony, can you come in here for a minute? Yeah, we're going to need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Permanently.
You see that door? Get out of it. Go immediately now.
Yeah. You do not pass go. Do not click $200.
Yeah, I mean, my week's been pretty. It's been pretty chill. Like this week's exciting because my daughter's turning 15. But I'll talk about that on the next episode. I got things planned.
Okay.
Tell you about it when we're done recording. Something that's hilarious.
Sounds ominous. I like it.
Oh, went and saw another art exhibit last week.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. Those pictures.
Fireflies on
cool.
the water. That was dope.
Yeah, I didn't realize you only got to stand in there for 60 seconds though.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because you walk up and they have these giant glass doors and there's a lobby on the other side.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, just to let you know, we only let a certain amount of people in there because it's supposed to be quiet. So when you go into that room, just make sure you whisper, have your phone on silent.
Sure.
And then you get 60 seconds in the room.
Yeah.
And we're all like okay.
How many people do they let in at a time roughly?
When I want to say less than 10.
Okay. That's what I was figuring given.
I thought the lady who was like opening and closing the exhibit door was going to tackle these fools. Because they just walked in, they're like,
right.
And she like rushed them, like stiff arm, like, and then shoved them out of the room.
Like the person when we saw that Van Gogh exhibit, you and Jeannie had moved past us, but like when me and Heno were walking, and there was some dude who was just like click, click, click with his camera and just flash photography. The first flash that went off, I thought that security guard was going to stiff arm him square in the face. He was right up with his hand in front of the camera. Sir, turn your flash off. I was like,
that's
damn.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And he was also, then he came out of nowhere later because someone got a little too close to one of the paintings.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well,
just like a puff of smoke and he appears.
Well, you think about how much those paintings are worth. They're Van Goghs,
yeah, exactly.
They're worth $20-$30 easy, so.
Oh, for sure. I got one in my closet.
Yeah. Well, the one you spilled coffee on because you refused to
rolled up on the ground.
Throw your coffee out before we went in? Anyway. No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Assholes.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, it was really cool. It's like, I mean, I put it on Instagram too.
Yeah.
But it's like you walk in and it's this little tiny mirrored room with all these like little lights and LED lights hanging everywhere, and it's got a little puddle of water around it. Mm. And it's so quiet.
Really quick, how big is the area with the water?
It's not, I want to say it's maybe like 8 by 8, maybe 10 by 10.
Because like when they showed it on the news and in your pictures, I figured it looks bigger in the pictures than it actually was.
Yeah,
I figured it wasn't very big.
Weird.
Yeah, okay.
But it's so quiet, and it's just like I took 2 pictures, and I looked around, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
I put my phone away and just took it in.
Experience it, right.
And it's like you look at the ceiling, you look at the water, you look, and it's just like infinity around you because of the mirrors.
Right.
It was really cool. Like even like I took Leah and we, like she came out of it and she was like, that was really neat. And all 3 of us all agreed like, we wish we had more time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the downside too. Stuff like
so like calming about it too.
Right. Because think about it. It's one of the few things that makes you, you did it the right way, like in that I understand, like I would probably immediately walk in and take a picture too, because it's like, it's cool looking,
Yeah.
And it's something I would want for myself is just that picture of it, and then after that though, it'd be like, put your fucking phone away. What are you doing? Like you said, like, why am I?
Just admire it.
Yeah. Because I did that when
the one thing they said was like no video, because the artist like photos are fine. The artist did not want people taking video of it.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of interesting because I kind of wanted to do like a panoramic or something.
Yeah. I wonder why.
But at the same time, you only got 60 seconds.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. And the thing is,
that was specifically because that's what the artist wanted.
Right. Because that's the thing is, like, if you spend your whole time videoing it, looking at that later is not going to be the same as just taking it in, because it'd be similar to going in a sensory deprivation tank and just taking a picture and then getting out.
Yeah, going in there and doing a selfie, like,
yeah, right?
Depriving my senses, y'all.
Yeah, and then you get out and you're like, man, I feel refreshed. Like, like, it doesn't, you gotta take it in. You have to deprive, you have to put all the, the phones, the distractions, and just take in what you're seeing. It's, it's like when you're sitting by the water or something, yeah, you could be sitting there on your phone, but it's like, what are you doing? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You hear the calming of the water, and it's just take it in and relax for a minute.
I mean, as much as I love taking pictures and, especially like lately, I've been getting more in the Instagram story thing again.
Yeah.
There's times it's just like, you just need to not, like, there's times I wish smartphones didn't exist.
Right. Well, it's like, not everything has to be shared, like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, we're all allowed to just have things for ourselves and, this exhibit isn't going to be everywhere. It's cool to share it with people who can't see it,
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you go on the art museum's website, they've probably got some photos,
It's for sure not the same, though.
No. What I'm saying is, so people who can't go, like we don't have to do it, kind of a thing. But people still feel that need,
Like, after I started looking around, it's just like I immediately felt relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all I wanted to do is just kind of like just sit down and just take it in. And then the door opened behind me. I was like, oh, God damn it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Cool.
I could see where, like, if you could have like 5 minutes in there, it'd probably be like, be like meditating, I'm sure.
Oh, that's exactly what it was. So like everything just shut off. It was
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's why I said, as long as you do it right, because I'll bet there are people in there who spend their whole minute on their phone.
Oh, guaranteed.
Showing it to people or, like taking pictures, at least. And it's like,
like
I said, I get it. I would too.
Frame, according to the people at the museum.
Yeah.
Was that's everything set up by the artist because she wanted to feel kind of like a dream.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like you're in and then you're out.
Okay. It also makes sense for like the museum because, like you said last episode, it sold out fast. So if they weren't doing that minute limit, it would take it'd be harder. It's kind of like, when we went to the Van Gogh thing, they had a limit of people they were letting into that room, but that room was full,
Oh yeah. Full up.
It was hard to move around in there. And it was like, God, they really should let less people in here. But I get it. They're trying to let as many people experience it as they can. Side note, did you see, what is it? I think the Detroit Art Museum's going to have a Van Gogh exhibit coming up.
Oh, no, I did not see that.
Yeah, and the Henry Ford, I think, has a huge, like, Marvel exhibit.
Really?
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty dope to see.
I mean, I'm like, after the 2 weekends in a row going to the museum, I was one of those things, I'm like, I almost want to become a member here again.
Yeah.
Because we were, like, a long time ago we were. And we didn't utilize it.
Yeah.
But
and it is
the 2 times I've been there, I'm like, God, I need to come here more often.
It's a really underappreciated thing that Toledo does have. It's a really good art museum.
We do have a nice art museum.
Yeah. It's, it's one of the few things in Toledo that we can really brag about. Obviously the zoo, because the zoo's in, top 5 zoo every year.
Top 5 zoo, yeah.
And that museum is a very respected museum. Don't get me wrong, there's other great museums not that far from us. Chicago, Detroit's got a good one. There's plenty of other ones, but Toledo's, for the size of the city and stuff, it's a pretty amazing museum.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's although it was when we pulled in, because the way the parking with the museum works, you pull in and then you pay for parking in the museum, and he gives your ticket to the dude on the way out, like so you can leave the parking lot.
Right.
But the guy, it's an older gentleman. He had crazy eyes.
Time heals all wounds.
Over here, one eye looking over here.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, are you members? I'm like, no, I'm not. But I was like, but I should be. He's like, all right, because I know they were busy because all these people going to see the thing.
Yeah.
So he's probably just trying to go through his routine, But this is actually the guy that was working the booth the week before, because I remember his crazy eyes.
Right.
Because I'm weird. I made fun of him.
Oh, wow, really?
I know. shocking.
You wouldn't do that. Really quick before we go too much further. Yeah. There is, and I'll have links in the show notes. There's actually all sorts of photos and videos of this exhibit of the fireflies on the water. It's so, like I said, I'll have stuff in the show notes for it.
And if you live nearby, drive and check it out. Well, good luck getting tickets. Go on Monday, try to get tickets for that week.
Yeah,
because I think they're only like $5 a piece.
Yeah, and like you said, they sell out fast. So
sell out fast. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the dude's like, "Hey, all right, so you got to go in. He's got to go in and get to." And I'm like, "Yeah. It's in the lobby on the left side." And the guy's like, "I don't know which side it is. I just know you need to bring me a ticket." And I'm thinking,
wow,
you don't know which side? How long have you
worked
here?
Dude, think about it this way:
side?
If you had one eye pointing one way and one eye pointing however the hell it wanted to point, you wouldn't know which side's which either.
I mean, you're right, Brian.
Your eyes are constantly gyroscoping on you.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, if you got one eye focused on the plant over there and one eye focused on the grasshopper on the frond.
Right. Right. You got to work with the guy here, I
don't know. I was just trying to be jovial with him, and he was giving no fucks about what I had to say.
That's fair. I mean, that's the way most people should be with you. Yeah.
Do. Yeah. Accurate. Whatever.
I've had enough of your shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you though. I haven't been to the museum in a long time though. And it's why every time I end up back there, I remember as a kid going, we always had to go through what the school wants you to go through, and it's that same tour every year. You see basically the same stuff every year, and it's and it was downtown. My parents and stuff, we didn't go downtown very much because, when we were kids, downtown was not a great place to go.
It was not a place to hang out like it is now.
Yeah, there was nothing else there basically. Aside from
there was crack.
Yeah. Right. And then failed Portside. But,
and herpes.
Yeah. Boy. I mean, there was, the Spaghetti Warehouse and, that.
Well, I mean, let's not knock the Spaghetti Warehouse.
No, I'm just saying that.
If you're not sitting in that trolley car.
Right.
You're a peasant.
Right? Remember, that's where my 18th birthday was before we went and got hammered at Jen's house.
Hell yeah, that's how you do it,
or 20,
buddy.
No, it was 21st, not 18th. I'm sorry. We didn't go get hammered on my 18th. But, like I said, at that time, that was not really much of a destination. Because at that time, now, for anyone who doesn't know, our hockey team is downtown. But when we were little children's, there was no hockey. Then there was, when we were a little older, we were probably 10, 12.
Yeah, hockey went away when we were probably 7 or 8.
Yeah, and then came back.
And then it was gone a few years, and they came back. And our baseball team was out in Maumee, which is a suburb of Toledo.
Which was, from where you and I live, a good drive to go see a baseball game.
And now, as much as everyone rose a stink about all the weird shenanigans that happened about putting that baseball field downtown, that's what really kick-started Toledo's downtown.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is now there's all sorts of places, cool places to eat and hang out and bars.
The best place to be. I was just, like I said, we went down there over the weekend. I'm like, God, I fucking love it down here.
Yeah. It's
I was
definitely.
Michelle, I'm like, I used to live in that building right there when before downtown was cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because when you lived down there, it wasn't very cool.
It was a fucking dump.
It still was a dump. It was starting. I think it was right around that time when it was just starting to get going. But
no, because when we moved out, Fifth Third Field was a hole in the ground.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Construction on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it still wasn't. It was still a.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb.
And you're right. Fifth Third Field is what kicked all the shit off downtown. Now there's a nice arena down there that the hockey team plays in. And and again, there's all sorts of stuff. So now it'd be different.
I lived downtown when I did, and it was what it is now, I would have never have left.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
Because I loved being down there. There's so much. I don't care if I didn't have a yard. That's the only reason we moved, because I'm like, we have kids, we need a yard.
Right. Yeah, because really the only thing downtown doesn't have would be they don't really.
Parks. Well, there's a Wildwood down there. Or not a Wildwood. Yeah. There's a Metro Park down there now.
No, I was going to say there's not really grocery stores down there, but they're not that far either. But you do have the Erie Street Market during that time of year, so you can get a lot there. But anyway, we're going stupid local.
We're going
way
too local. We should be doing this should be like our Toledo podcast or something.
Oh, we should do a Toledo podcast.
I mean, we could. How much more work do we need? Yeah.
Plenty.
Excellent.
But it give us, anyway, I was going to say, it give us a great reason to go check out places. It's like, or we could just go because we just want to go check out places.
You're not wrong, Brian.
Because we could talk with the people.
We should workshop this not on the air.
You are correct. We should. Anyway, moving on.
All right. But I mean, besides going to see that and finding out my phone's betraying me, it was basically just the Super Bowl. And playing a little bit of Skyrim, which I don't really need to get into because people don't need to hear about me sitting around playing Skyrim.
But we do need to talk about the Super Bowl because I posted on Saturday. I did the sim for the Super Bowl in Madden 16.
Oh boy, you mean the Prophet?
Yes, and as of when I did the sim, the line on the game was Kansas City minus 1.5. Okay. So they're the favorite. Okay. You take their score minus 1.5. And then, so Madden had the final score of San Francisco 10, Kansas City 17. So Madden did not get the score correct, although at halftime it was 10-all, and I'm like, dude, this would be hilarious. If Madden nails it.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah. But as soon as, you blink in the third quarter and it was 20-10. So I was like, well, there goes that.
Speaking of ideas, can I throw you out an idea? Just real quick. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like you need to have a Madden 16, Zoltar machine Instagram account or something.
Okay.
And then just take pictures of the end of the sim scores and then put them side by side of the actual scores.
And just see how it goes?
Week of football and see how close everything is and
right.
Because it's so spooky.
Well, against the spread, it was really good. I didn't track to see as far as, there were times where the scores were eerily close.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd love to see that kind of
shit. Well, maybe I'll do it for next year then, because, it is...
We could Photoshop up John Madden with the Zoltar turban on.
As long as there's a turducken in front of him. Or a six-legged turkey, whichever. It's got to be one of those.
In Big, when the Zoltar machine starts talking, its mouth opens super wide.
Yeah.
You'd be doing that with the six-legged turkey.
Right. And I'll do, oh my God, this could actually be really fun. God, I wish I had a drawing tablet.
You do, it's called paper.
No. What I was going to say is I could draw on the, or if I had a touchscreen computer or something, maybe I could do it on my iPad or something or my phone, to where I could do it like it's a telestrator for some of the stuff, because Madden was always doing the
fucking hilarious.
Anyway,
fucking boom lap.
All right, enough. We need to stop workshopping on the show.
That's all we do, Brian. It's salty language.
I know, you're right.
The workshopping of podcasts. The workshopping is podcasts on a network.
True. So the final score of the Super Bowl was 31-20. I forgot, but anyway.
I don't remember, yeah.
The Chiefs.
Basically, when Kansas City scored that last touchdown, I went, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, because that was over then, yeah.
Yeah.
Madden did not get the score correct, but Madden had the Chiefs, winning and with the predicted point total covering the spread. And the Chiefs did win and covered the spread, because I think at game time, it was like a point or something it was almost a pick'em.
I mean, I have to ask, as of the release of this show, because it's going to be coming out on Tuesday or early Monday.
Right.
Do you think former enthusiast guest Philip is still jacking off?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
And rightfully so. I mean, I was talking with another friend of mine that lives in Kansas City, and which is in Missouri, for those of you who are like our president and fucking idiots. Anyway,
so stupid.
So she lives there, and she's like, "Oh, it's so awesome!" And she's like, "They're expecting like 1 million people for the parade," and I'm like, and she's like, "It's so awesome," and I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't know," because first of all, even if the Lions Zeus threw a thunderbolt and basically eradicated the rest of the teams, and the Lions still somehow found a way to win, I wouldn't go to that parade because, me and crowd's a terrible idea.
Right.
Plus in Detroit.
Over it?
Well, plus it'd be in Detroit. I mean, who knows? Half the city will be on fire. The other half will be like chugging craft beers. So.
I was like, you and I have been to Detroit and had some good times.
Yeah, but we're talking about if the Detroit Lions win a championship. That's like end times, man.
That's true. I'm pretty sure like a gate opens up somewhere. This is how Doom starts.
Exactly. So, but I told her about like when the Cavs won, a few years ago, I was like, I had no interest in going to that. I mean, Cleveland's a few hours away anyway, but.
We should go to Cleveland because,
Oh, no, I'm down to go to Cleveland. I'm just not down to go to a thing where there might be a million
have
people.
Beers and cigars with former enthusiast Mark Bogner.
Yeah.
Bogner, however you say his last name.
Yeah, Boner.
You know what I'm talking about.
No. Mark
Johnny, I'm 3 minutes away from Toledo. What you doing?
Love it. So, anyway, there you go, Madden. I meant to do it all through the playoffs because I wanted to see what Madden's like. You
should make this a social media account.
Yeah, I really should, and I think I will for next year because it'll be even funnier next year to me because it'll be another year away.
Right?
Like, dude, I was looking at the players on the rosters for the Chiefs and the 49ers, and it's so funny because like none of those guys are there anymore. Like I think the Chiefs still have Alex Smith as their quarterback. And, the 49ers, God, I don't even remember who was their quarterback. It's
probably like Steve Young or something.
No, it's not that far back, but yeah, pretty far back. Yeah. But, just pretty funny.
It's so spooky. I don't like it.
Real quick, a shout out on the Chiefs winning to, former Michigan quarterback Chad Henne, who apparently still plays football, like 90 years after going to college. He's still playing.
Are you sure he's playing football or is he serving Gatorade?
Well, he's either the second or third string. I don't remember on the team, but whatever. He gets a Super Bowl ring, so good for him. That's awesome. After playing for like a million years, he gets a Super Bowl. So
we'll give him one of these.
Yeah, boy. Right. And Andy Reid, I was really happy for Andy Reid because he's always been a really good coach, and he's the kind of guy that after seeing him on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives one time, I want to go eat with that dude because
he looks like he can eat.
Dude, he took Guy to this barbecue place in Kansas City, and oh boy, did it look
barbecue? I assumed he filtered krill through that stash.
No. But one of the funniest things from last night, did you see? There were people comparing Andy Reid to Wilford Brimley.
I saw some screen caps that like, isn't that the diabetes guy? And someone's like, no. Or he responds like, no, I'm the diabetes guy.
Yeah. It's funny because on one hand I was like, I don't know if that's really him because, no blue check mark. But on the other hand, the responses are so on brand for him that it would be like, it's either a great spoof or it's actually him. So
right.
It just made me laugh.
I hope it's actually him.
Oh, me too. It made me laugh though.
I mean, I don't know how old he is, but I'm going to find out.
I love how on one of the responses he was like, I'm just glad this generation knows who I am. Or I'm surprised they know who I am. And it's like, dude, how could they not? You're a meme, like diabetes.
Holy shit, dude. If he is actually doing that, if that's him.
Yeah.
He's 85 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Rocking the Twitters.
Yep. And I gotta say, do you remember from when we were Utes? There was one time I stayed over at your house and I woke up and in the morning you're making oatmeal and you're doing the fucking Quaker Oats commercial as Wilford Brimley.
Exactly. Because I know quality, Brian.
That's right.
Quality entertainment.
Why
I'm surprised.
The right thing to do.
He's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Cocoon.
Yeah, exactly.
He's young again.
Right? Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was sad that it says former actor. I'm like, what the hell,
what
man?
Do you mean former actor?
That's what it says on his bio. It says former actor.
What?
Yep.
What, do you officially retire or some shit?
I don't know. Well, it also says like former pitchman or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Didn't I just see a commercial with him in it the other day? Like, I think his commercials are still airing for like some insurance or something. So hell,
the American. He's got albums out. Wilford Brimley and the Jeff Hamilton Trio.
Yeah, he does jazz apparently.
What? This dude's a fucking Renaissance
I know.
man.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how is he not, like, how is somebody not bringing him around? Like, seriously, get him on, like, Colbert or one of those shows, you know? Him and his jazz band. I mean, if Steve Martin's up there playing banjo, why can't Wilford Brimley be out there doing jazz, you know?
Exactly. I'm assuming his mustache probably plays drums.
I just assume he has a harmonica up under there.
I mean, maybe, right.
Actually, it's not a harmonica. It's just, you know, like how when you put a piece of paper in a comb and you...
Yeah, right.
Every time he talks.
I mean, it looks like the last thing he did was in 2016. He was Hawk Jones in Timber the Treasure Dog.
Well, that's a great name. Hawk Jones is fantastic.
Hawk Jones is fantastic.
I mean, it's no Chet Manley, but, you know.
No, definitely no Chet Manley.
Yeah, or Max Powers, but.
I mean, I'm doing a quick scan of the names. Well, I don't know. He played a guy called Bradley Tozer once. That's all right.
It's okay.
Pop Fisher? No? All right. No. Yeah. Hawk Jones is probably his best character name.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. It's tough to beat.
Wait, slow down. Iowa Bob. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know why this just popped into my head. It's completely off topic.
All right.
I forgot. I wanted to, send a shout out to our pals over at the Daft Pod podcast for hitting 300.
Oh, this is Sparta. Sorry.
They joined the 300 plus pantheon of podcasting. So,
right. So I fully expect them to be half nude, shields, killing Persians.
I don't know about the killing Persians part, but the other part I think is pretty traditional for them, isn't it? Half nude and shields and swords.
Shields.
Yeah.
Shields, swords, armor.
I think that's how Neil grills. Capes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how he grills, actually.
I mean, that would be some dope-ass grilling gear.
Can you imagine that? Your neighbor just walks out dressed like Leonidas. He just
right.
He just starts grilling like nothing, just whatever, you know?
It's all right. If my neighbor in his backyard earlier, he for sure just saw me, like, totally nude in my bedroom, so.
Yeah, well.
Because, like, if you look out my door, there's another room that's been turned into an office.
Yeah.
And just blinds are right open and leads right into my neighbor's backyard, and he's out there all the time. And I'm just like getting out of my work clothes, and I'm like
pressing ham.
I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ!
Right.
I'm over here like doing Demi Moore striptease action.
Well, that is how one gets out of their clothes, you know.
It is how one. I mean,
sensual striptease
for a reason.
Yeah.
You gotta practice my moves, goddammit.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if you weren't doing deep lunges and squats right in front of the window, you know? Like
that's all I know.
Guy's like, oh, that's a nice looking fruit bowl. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Or better yet, next time you do it, he's just in his backyard with binoculars. Sorry, I just talked all over you.
No, you're good. But congrats to those guys getting 300 eps in. That's it. It is a milestone.
Well, and it's a little something extra too, because they allegedly were
hanging up the headphones.
Yeah, so they came back and saw their way to 300. So
I mean, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that. Right. Yeah. So like you said, congrats. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And go give them a listen. And also, go check out the episode of The Enthusiast that they were on. I believe the title of it is like Those Daft Pod Idiots or something to that effect is the title of it.
I kind of feel like we should have them back. Because one, they're some of my favorite people.
Right. And two, you want to get Annalise drunk again.
I mean, it is hilarious.
Yeah. I kid. Well, I mean, it's hilarious. You're not wrong, but...
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I would adore having them back on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, they are some of my favorite people. I mean, in theory, I should be going on vacation with them sometime next year again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I also heard rumored that they might be coming to visit our neck of the woods this year.
What?
I know, right?
I like it. No. Yeah. Great. Now I gotta hide.
I mean, hopefully this is a true statement because, you know. I mean, Brian, we could remember that Toledo podcast?
Exactly. I mean, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Tony.
Yeah.
We have clearly not discussed any other podcasts on this show except Daft Pod.
No, we don't ever talk about 18 million hour podcasts that we have.
Seriously, dude. Can you imagine if we actually launched every one of these podcasts we've talked about? God. We'd have our own network.
We should.
We'd be like Podcast Detroit. We'd just be like Salty Podcast or Salty Network or whatever we call it.
Yeah.
The Seamus Pokes Network.
Yeah, the Salt Licks.
I don't know about that one.
No? All right, fair enough. Salty Rim?
I don't know about rims.
The Salt Flats?
I feel like we're workshopping again.
The Sodi
What? Oh my god, that's so bad. You should boo yourself on that one. Probably throw some tomatoes at yourself.
There you go.
Jeez. Oh boy. So I'll sum up my week real quick. Horrible migraine. Deep hurting.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. You're supposed to come over and drink beers with me.
Dude, I still have that headache. It's just much better today. I had a couple days there where, like, on the old 1 to 10 scale, I was probably pushing 8. I mean, it was bad. And I had another day, one of the days I almost went to the hospital because it was so bad. I couldn't get it to stop. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Have you tried steak?
You're right. I need more steak. You know what it is? I need more beer. My body's like, what the fuck is this month without beer shit?
I mean, right?
What are you doing? No whiskey, no beer, no bourbon, no shots?
Do you know what an asshole I felt like when I'd wander in some, like, there was one day in January we wandered into, like, Ralphie's. I'm like, let's just grab a salad or something because we're trying to be good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no sugars, no grains.
So you're like, I'll have a salad and a water.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, let me get the salad and an iced tea. And I'm like, what an asshole I am. Because we still sit at the bar because that's what we do.
Left a $1 tip. Yeah. Just went full bore on it.
Man, I mean, it was a good experience, but at the same time, I'm glad it's over.
Right. That's funny though. But you know, there were a few days where my head wasn't absolutely like wanting me to take a ball peen hammer to it, and I finally finished Watchmen.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Loved it.
Yeah,
like really liked it, and the, you know, no spoilers here. If you want spoilers, go check out the new episode of Moving the Needle podcast. They talk all about it.
Oh, there you go.
With our pal Heno on it.
Shout out our pal Heno.
Yeah. You can find him on Twitter at MTNPod. But really liked it. I was really happy with how it ended. There's a few questions, you know, but like, and I listened to HBO has an official podcast for it, and I listened.
Of course they do.
Well,
they didn't reach out to us, asshole.
I liked that they did though, because they had Damon Lindelof on the podcast, and they were explaining a lot of stuff from the show. So if you do watch the show and you haven't listened to that, go check that out because there's a lot there. Also, if you're interested in more of a deep dive, like if you appreciated if you read the Watchmen funny books and you dug.
They weren't that funny.
No, they were not funny. Well, there was a comedian. What are you talking about? He was hilarious.
The comedian was hilarious.
Well, not quite.
Not really.
No.
But fired in abuse.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy.
Hashtag
too.
Yeah, right. Too. But anyway, but if you enjoyed the pirate story and the like excerpts from other books and whatnot that they did, you know, as spacers.
Oh, you're talking about Amber Heard, right?
Speaking of abusers, yeah.
Right. God damn it, Johnny Depp.
So, but if you dug that stuff while reading the Watchmen comic, you'll dig. Yeah. There's a thing called PDpedia, PETYPEDIA.com. And it's a character from the show, which I'm not going to get into, but it's a character from the show who's basically a Watchmen historian. And he has they wrote up a whole bunch of stuff, like him reacting to like Rorschach's journal and all this other stuff. There's some really cool stuff in there that they went out of their way to write for it, which I thought was fun and a really...
You know what would be hilarious?
What?
Is instead of writing for it, they had like reaction videos like you get on YouTube. Like, this guy reacts to Rorschach's journal.
Yeah. Oh, God, they could have, too. They really could have. But, yeah. So, yeah, go check that out. But I highly recommend that. Now, again, I've read the Watchmen books, so I didn't have as many questions as some people that I know that have watched it who didn't read the books, because the series picks up from where the books end, or it's in the future from the books, not from the movie. So, so keep that in mind. You don't need to go watch the movie to understand, but you can. The movie will help fill some of the gaps, but but highly recommend.
If we're talking about finishing stuff, I also finished The Witcher this week.
Oh, did you?
I did. Oh my God, my Cortana just kicked in.
Sweet.
I'm not trying to talk to you, computer.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I know. It thought it was.
Yeah.
No, yeah, finished. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear me all of a sudden.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
I don't know. There you go. Jesus Christ, that's weird. I got to get a new connector over here.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, yeah, I finished watching The Witcher, and all I can say is it ends with 2 words: cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It makes me very sad that I have to wait, I don't know how long before they film our season.
250 years, I hear.
God damn it.
Well, it could be worse or better, depending how you look at it, because with Watchmen, Damon Lindelof has said that basically, the last I read is that he said the door is barely ajar as to him doing any more, and HBO has basically said without him they don't have any interest in continuing.
Oh, well, that sucks.
So that's it. And I'll say this again, not giving anything away, but Watchmen ends with a cliffhanger. So
I hate that shit.
Yeah, you may. I don't want to give anything away, but you might not.
Well, no. I mean, I hate it when a show ends with a cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.
And then the powers that be are like, yeah, we're done with the series.
Right. I actually think the ending to Watchmen is exactly how it should be. So, there are people who want everything tied into a little bow. You've known me for a long time and know I dig stuff that's a little ambiguous. Jeez, I can't say it.
Ambidextrous?
Yeah, ambidextrous.
Armagugadon?
Yeah. I like stuff like that. I like stuff that's like a fuck you to the fans, even though this isn't, but I do feel, I do dig that stuff sometimes.
Don't stop.
Right.
What happened to Tony?
Anyway. Yeah. So, well, that's cool. So what'd you think of did you like the season?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of confusing timelines all kind of come together in the last episode, which is cool.
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I dug it. It's one of those things where I know I said the last time I talked about The Witcher, I'm like, now I need to play the game.
Yeah. Or read the books.
Or read the books.
Yeah, because again, like I said,
I'm
pretty sure it's based off the books, but I don't know how big of a difference there is between the books and the games, like because I haven't consumed either,
Yeah, same.
So,
Samesies.
I will say this though, after watching Watchmen, I kind of want to go back and read Watchmen again.
I mean, that's fair.
Because it kind of rekindled a lot of little things in it that I really liked. So, I don't know. I mean, I have the book. I just don't know if I will. Because like you said, I mean, reading, Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude.
I do have to rewind because we went off. Did we go Tangent Bound Network on this.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Sorry.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Jeep won the Ad Wars. With that Groundhog Day Theater Jeep commercial.
Yeah. I
mean, that's one of my favorite movies anyway.
I was honestly really surprised Bill Murray did that. Because he's so weird about doing stuff, like revisiting stuff, know? Like they had to fight for years and years and years to get him to agree to anything having to do with Ghostbusters, like. Yeah,
I know, exactly. That's why I thought it was great.
And the fact that this is a Jeep ad, this isn't for like some little throwback in a movie or a TV show or something. Like this is a flat out commercial, and he doesn't really do commercials, or hasn't in a while,
Maybe
so,
they're like, we're going to give you a top-of-the-line Jeep Gladiator if you do this.
You know what? Even if I didn't want one, that would be part of the contract. Because I'd give it to charity or something.
Rubicon edition.
Yeah. I want one that's like plated in diamonds and whatever,
Yeah, I thought they won. I mean, I do have a special place in my heart for Jeep anyway, but
right.
I thought they won the ads of that tonight.
Yeah.
And I think we all won a little bit with, the halftime show.
I mean, it depends, man. There's a whole lot of outrage.
There's a lot of people not impressed.
Oh, there's a lot of people outraged over this stuff.
I saw the gif of the ass shake. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't mad at it. That's for sure.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, yeah. I'm not. It's not like I'm like, yeah, I love J-Lo and Shakira, but I mean,
yeah,
I've seen worse halftime shows.
Oh, for sure. I've definitely I get for some people when they're like, this is the greatest halftime show ever, and I'm like, you need to go watch Prince because that's the greatest halftime show ever.
Yes, for sure.
And listen, and I'll get to more Prince in a moment. And I'm a fan of Prince, but I'm not like the biggest fan of Prince, but I watched that halftime show and was interested through the whole thing. And the fact that it was raining and he wasn't like, fuck this. He was still like, I'm going to give these people a show, Yeah,
playing Purple Rain in the rain?
Yeah, I mean, a little on the nose, but yeah. But I don't know. I didn't watch it live. I ended up watching it later. That way I could rewind and, play the ass shaking again. Yeah, right. So no, I just didn't care, honestly. I was still fighting a migraine, so I didn't watch all the Super Bowls. So I as I woke up every once in a while, I'd pull it up on my phone and have it on for a little bit, and I just missed the halftime show. So, I watched it last night because I was reading a lot about, like, a lot of people seem to have issues with how much, Jennifer Lopez, like, grabbed her crotch. I guess she, and I was like, yeah, she grabs her crotch a lot for some reason. I don't know.
Well, maybe she's fighting a yeast infection, guys. Anyone ever think of that?
And I'll say this. I wish musicians across the board would just stop with the crotch grab. Cause I get it with some people. I think they're doing it more to make sure their pants stay up. But, yeah, it's just, old man rant, if you will. But I've always felt this way. It's like, I didn't love watching Michael Jackson grab his crotch all through the concert either, or whatever, it's like, all right, enough.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, if you got to scratch your nuts, do it in between songs and get it over with, Like, Jesus, maybe he's dealing with a yeast infection.
Maybe J-Lo's coming at you with that big vag energy and you're uncomfortable.
I actually think that was kind of the point of it a little bit, but I was still like, and I'm not against it because it was a woman doing it. I'm just across the board, like, over the whole crotch grab thing, like, well, I'm just good.
But how great would it be if she did a DX crotch chop?
Well, that I'd be fine with, yeah.
And that would be hilarious.
Yeah. She's like, if you ain't down with this halftime show, we got 2 words for you. But
yeah, that would be grand.
But, one of the things, have you ever, especially us as, like straight white dudes, have you ever stepped into something and then gone, oh, wow, I didn't realize that what I posted could be deemed as offensive?
Yeah, I think I put up tweets and stuff that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
And then, like when Tate was more a part of our show, I remember I put up a couple things maybe about midgets or something. And she was like, you need to delete it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I was like, hard no. I don't delete anything.
She certainly was the voice of reason on this show.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a couple times she said I should delete stuff, but I've honestly never deleted anything I've posted.
Yeah. I generally don't either, but what I did was I'd actually retweeted because I thought it was funny at first. Was like, before I saw anything and knew the context, like, I'm sure you've seen it on some social media where there's the picture of, like, Shakira when she's doing the, like, tongue flippy thing.
Oh yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I've seen so many different memes about that now.
This one had audio with it and was basically, and it was something like, when you're the only person in Spanish class that can't roll an R or something like that. And I thought it was funny until I realized that what she's doing is actually like a traditional Arabic thing. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I feel like I'm stepping into uncomfortable territory here with that, even though I retweeted it. So I went and undid it because I was like, I just don't want to be that guy. You know, if she's doing something that's a cultural thing, I don't want to make fun of that because I actually think that's kind of cool that she was able to do that on that kind of platform, you know, to reach different audiences and stuff. And like one of the dances she did, I saw some people making fun of it, and it's a traditional like Colombian dance or something. And, you know, it's like, it just shows how uncultured we are as Americans.
Well, I mean, what I know is her hips don't lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't quit either. So
they don't quit. Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like when she's walking around, her hips just do that.
You're probably right.
Like she just can't stop it. It just keeps going. You know,
she actually ran over a gypsy when she was 14 years old.
Yeah.
She was on a dirt bike in Colombia or whatever.
Sure. As one does.
And that was the curse, is her hips don't quit.
Or lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I just, you know, like I said, I immediately redid that. I actually had somebody send me a message on Twitter that they were like, didn't you blah, blah, and I explained why, because there's actually a post on, like, when you do the, like, trending on Twitter thing, you know, and it was explaining it, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that's a cultural thing. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not going to make fun of cultural stuff. I don't, you know, that's not who I am, and I certainly don't want to be that way, because again, you know, a lot of the people I've seen making fun of it, I've seen some people who are doing it and they're doing it in fun, you know, but I've also seen some people like attacking it, and it's like, I feel like there's more of a like racism kind of thing going on here with some of these that I've seen.
I mean, we do live with a ton of uncultured,
well, and that's
people,
and that's my thing. Is like, I don't want to be lumped into that group. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I'm just going to remove myself here because now that I know better, and I actually retweeted a thing where it explains what that is. You know, so right. I was like, well, I'm going to do this because, you know, maybe what's funny is, well, not funny, sad actually, is the original tweet, the one I unretweeted. I had, I think, like 15 retweets on it.
Naturally.
And the one where it explains it, I got like 1 or 2.
Well, because people don't want the explanation.
Yeah, I know,
they want the weird and funny.
Yeah. And it's, so, yeah. I don't mind the ones as much where they take the sound out of it. Because then I feel like...
I didn't hear the sound.
Because I feel like with the sound in it, I feel like you're getting into a cultural situation, you know? When you take the sound out of it, they're just making fun of her, like, you know...
her weird little tongue darting in and out like Chip Chipperson's.
Yeah, oh my God. The new episode of that show, oh my God. He almost makes at least one of the people on the show vomit, so...
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, great times. Pretty gross. But anywho. But, yeah. I don't know, whatever. You know, as long as people enjoyed it, who cares, you know? Normally, I don't care, because most of the time, whoever they have is just either going to do a medley. Most of the time, it's lip-synced. I just don't care most of the time. Like, do you remember how WWE used to run a halftime? Like, It was like Halftime Heat, I think it was called, or something like that. You know,
it was. God damn it.
Yeah, I used to turn that on.
Alliteration.
Yeah, or my favorite was like, do you remember? I think didn't one year Beavis and Butthead do a halftime thing or something like that?
I don't remember.
Like over the years, though,
I would not be surprised though.
Yeah, over the years, though, I've looked for alternatives because honestly, most of the time, whoever they've selected for the halftime show, I don't give 2 shits about.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, so. And honestly, that's kind of where I was this year. I'm like,
Like me, I was streaming it, so I didn't really have a choice unless I just completely stopped the stream, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, whatever, I'll just let it play.
Yeah. And then there was the asses, and you couldn't turn it off because they hypnotized you.
I mean, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I know everyone's like all the memes about people praying for wardrobe malfunctions, and it's never going to happen again, people.
No, very unlikely. There's probably a delay on it, you know.
Yeah.
Not to mention after what CBS got docked off of that, the network is going to be like, you better not. There's clauses in the contracts to where I think, like, was it last year or when Beyonce did it, I think there was a clause in it to where she would have had to basically give all her money from the performance back, and
right,
which I understand.
I mean, yes, they had on sexy outfits, but they were basically full body suits of skin tone patches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they were basically out there dressed like sexy X-Men,
right? Or like female wrestler, the wrestlers. They most of the women wear like tights
Hooters girls
or Hooters girls. Yeah.
Their stupid flesh-colored tights.
Yep.
Anywho, but that was basically the extent of my week.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if I had anything else. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about. Where is it? Oh, really quick. Going back into, I was talking about Prince. I started listening to, there's a podcast called, I think it's like The Story of 1999. And it's about the making of Prince's 1999 album.
All right, fair enough.
As of the last time I checked, there's only 4 episodes. I don't know if there's going to be any more because the last one was in December. So I'm guessing that's it. But they didn't really say on the last one, this is the final episode. So I don't know for sure. But anyway, there's 4 of them. They're only like half an hour. But it's kind of cool because they talk with people who were in Prince's different bands, because Prince was writing for himself for Prince and the the Revolution. He was writing for Morris Day and the Time, and he was writing for Vanity 6, all at the same time.
Jesus.
Yeah, and that's why so many people were excited to get into the vault that he had, because apparently he's just had tons of music that he never released. So. And the whole thing, this whole podcast basically is to promote, there's a giant, I don't know what you call it. It's like a new version of 1999 with a bunch of extra tracks and all this stuff, because they're all songs he wrote around the same time. But it was kind of cool to, hear some of those songs that have never really seen the light of day. And hear some of the stories from the band. I didn't know he opened for the Rolling Stones.
I didn't know that either.
The card was Prince was the opener, and then there was George Thorogood, the Jay Giles Band, and the Rolling Stones. That's the card.
That's a sick lineup.
It's a pretty solid card, right?
Jesus, yeah, it is.
Prince was the first act and got booed off the stage.
Oh boy!
Because the best that people came up with in the podcast is basically because there was funk elements in his stuff, and people were still basically hating on anything that might be disco. I
mean, I get it. Disco was terrible.
Right. And and you think about the other bands, they're a little more bluesy rock. Prince didn't really fit the same vibe as they did at the time. So,
right.
And then they make a comment that he basically vows that he'll never open for anyone again, and apparently he never did. That was it. He just played his own stuff from then on, essentially. And that's why part of maybe why he had multiple bands going at one time, because there's your card.
Right.
Yeah, Prince and the Revolution, you've got Morris Day and the Time, you've got the Vanity 6, whatever. But I guess it was cool. One of the guys tells a story about for the Vanity 6, which was, a group of women. They had a curtain behind them, and then basically the band, The Time, played all the music. So, and people didn't necessarily know that because you couldn't see him. Well, I guess once in a while Prince used to pick up his guitar and join them. And he'd be out there just shredding on guitar and shit. Nobody in the crowd knew Prince was playing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, It allowed him to just be free and have fun.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's some cool stories in it. And like I said, there's only 4. They're half an hour each. They're quick listens, but there's some fun stuff in there. I'd never heard. Did you know he had a song called Vagina?
No, I did not.
Yeah, and apparently it's about, one of the lyrics I think is something to the effect of, the person being half boy, half girl, and him meeting them in a gay bar, and it's way, stuff people were not wanting to hear back in the 80s and 90s, so.
I wonder if our friend and former enthusiast guest, I think twice over, S. Anthony Thomas is aware of this, because I know he's a Prince fan.
Oh, I didn't think about recommending it to him. I don't know if he's listened to the podcast or not. It was a good listen though. So I recommend doing that. Like I said, super quick to get through too, because half hour, they're very fast listens. Plus you're enjoying it because they're playing music almost the whole time.
Well, and that's always my favorite right there.
Yeah, so like I said, it was quite nice.
Quite nice.
Quite nice. Honestly, I kind of was hoping for more, but, what are you going to do? There's only so many stories, but I was really hoping for this to be like a 10 episode kind of, You
know what you do, Brian? You create your
You're right. So everyone stay tuned for my new podcast, Stew on Prince.
Salty Prince.
Oh, man. All right, so I got one more thing here.
All right, what you got?
And I don't know. Why do these links never want to open when I want them to open? So, you know who Sabra is, right? Or Sabra? I don't know how you say it. They make the hummus.
Oh, yeah. Sabra, whatever.
Yeah, however you say it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
They have a current promotion going.
Oh, jeez.
It's got the Nature Boy in it.
Woo!
Yeah. But the hook on it, because you know how, like, there's nothing more fun than when a company's like, how can we make our product sound cooler?
Oh, God.
Reebok going to RBK for some reason, because all it reminds me of is Burger King. But, when Radio Shack going to the Shack and then going to the Bankrupt. But,
going to the homeless.
Yeah. It's like, companies just need to quit, because it just comes across like Steve Buscemi, hello fellow children or fellow kids or youths or whatever the hell he says,
Dr. Evil. I'm hip. I'm cool.
It's just like, your parents trying to use cool lingo. It just doesn't work,
Yeah, I do it to my kids all the time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, as a parent, you have to. I mean, it's part of the gig.
For sure. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. But when it's your parents,
you children, don't make me yeet you.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. If your mom was talking to you and she's like, yeah, so I yeeted so and so, you'd just be like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Like, no. But anyway, so their current thing is like, how do you muss? Like, they're taking
they're shortened hummus to muss.
Yeah. It's pretty awful. Like,
so how does the Nature Boy muss?
I think it sucks because the audio won't come through for you, I think, but let me see if this will play. Maybe. I hits the button. I think we're out of luck here.
Fuck.
America, how do you must?
Bitch.
There you go.
I must.
This is how we must.
This is how I must.
How do you must?
I must celery.
I must pretzels.
Okay, boomer.
Así es como yo must.
Bananas.
Must buy.
Mm-hmm.
Could you hear any of that?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Damn it. Okay. So in this commercial,
I just sat in awkward silence.
All right. So in this commercial, I hope it came through for everyone listening. If not, I'll put a link to the Twitter thing that I saw it on. And he's, Ric Flair just talks, and then he's like, "America, how do you must?" And then it has various people. There's, I'm sure, celebrities in there that I don't know who the fuck they are. But then there's also, like, one shows Boomer Esiason, and he's dipping a pretzel. He's like, "I pretzel must," or something like that. And then the next person goes, "Okay, Boomer." And
God.
Yeah, it's terrible. But they've got, Chester Cheetah dipping Cheetos, and there's somebody dipping pizza. I'm like, what the fuck are you dipping pizza in hummus for? Like,
I've dipped some shit in hummus before. I've never dipped pizza.
You don't need to. It's pizza. Pizza doesn't need to be dipped in other shit.
Like, I enjoy hummus on a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, everyone loves hummus. So.
Exactly. If it was like a Mediterranean style pizza or something with hummus, I could get down on that. Like on it.
Yeah.
I'm not dipping my frickin' hot and ready into a tub of Sabra. What is this shit? You know how I must? With hot diarrhea 5 hours afterwards.
Is that from wait? Is that from the Hot and Ready or from the Muss?
Yes.
All you know is it's a Muss later.
Exactly, because you know what Muss I roll, the sweet and spicy, or what the fuck it's called.
Oh my god! Yeah.
How do you you know how Ric Flair should be mussing with chest chops and a figure 4 leg lock?
I agree. Oh my god, that would have been hilarious if Ric Flair was dropping elbows on a tub of hummus.
That would be amazing.
Like thumbing it in the eye.
You know, he dips into it, his pointy elbow.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not something else. I mean.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh boy.
Yeah. How do you muss?
And I only found out about this because, you know, I follow the Nature Boy on Twitter. Because
as you do.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, listen, I understand Nate's taking the commercial. Nate has got like 14 ex-wives. He needs the money.
Exactly. He's got bills.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it. I can't hate on Nature Boy for...
Yeah, respect the hustle.
for trying to make some paper. But seriously, hummus, you don't... Do you know the only thing I can think of is if you say the word hummus to people, they immediately think of ethnic food.
Right.
So if you call it muss, then it sounds hip and cool, like something everybody would eat. It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where the women go to buy the was it a falafel truck, I think? And they basically start, like, they're like, what's this? And they're like, it's a sandwich. And they're just calling it all these American things instead of the actual terms. Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like, hey, if we call it muss, people won't realize that it's like, why don't you just describe what it is? So many people like hummus already. Like, it's a pretty well-liked food.
Yeah, it's pretty standard in our American diet anymore.
Yeah. And I don't hate on them for like, hey, there's all these other things you can dip in hummus. You know, like for me to dip my balls in. No.
Oh, we'll get the right one this time.
Oh! But,
yeah, the muss, though? Hard pass, buddy.
Yeah. Really terrible slogan.
Yeah. Like, I can just picture, like, the Sabra Corporation having a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we got to bring our hummus to the next level. So anyone have any ideas of how we can make this hip and cool for the Twitter generation?
Right. We don't have
what
enough.
About you, Jenkins?
We don't have enough white people that like it. We can't figure out what the barrier is.
The barrier is because it's hummus, and we're at a war with these people. Jenkins.
Yeah, right. I want to believe that I'm wrong on that, but I just feel like I'm not. I think at its core, it really is about trying to make it sound hip and cool, but it really misses the mark. The campaign itself is fine. Like if you say, how do you hummus? Or to me, it'd be better, how do you Sabra or however you say their name, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, cause then it goes beyond it because you're branding then. If you just say, how do you muss or how do you hummus, that could be any brand of hummus you walk into the store and buy.
Plus, how do you muss doesn't even make it sound like delicious.
No, it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it just doesn't sound good.
If you wanted to refer to it as like a must-have, now I'm back in.
Why did anyone in their corporation think of that?
I don't know. Yeah. But as soon as I saw this commercial, I'm like, Nate, what are you doing? And then I watch it. I'm like, well, again, you know, I can't hate on Nate. He's paying bills. Yeah. He's got creditors to pay. So.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but then I see, you know, the tagline and I'm like, what? You know.
How do you muss?
How do you muss?
Ugh, sounds creepy.
Also, I mean, I know I'm old as fuck, but it's like, when I hear muss, I think of like, you know, mussing up someone's hair or something, like, you know, like that, like kind of a thing. I don't think of hummus. I don't think most people do. And I don't think they're going to.
Yeah. If I walked in, I'm like, you know what I could go for? Some roasted red pepper hummus right now. It sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking in the hummus section of the store and there's just a tub labeled muss. I'm not buying that shit.
Well, the first thing I would do if I considered buying it is look at the label to read what's in it. Because to me, that might as well be the hot dogs of hummus.
For Sure, it's like whenever the one time I was like, man, I need to get some guacamole because I love guacamole.
Right.
And I bought this shit and I tasted it. I'm like, this don't taste right. And I looked at the tub and said, the avocado spread.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically like 5% avocado, 95% whatever was on the lab floor.
Delicious.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Yeah. So, sorry, Sabra, but you can straight out go fuck yourself with this one. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, super terrible.
Although, 13,000 likes on it, apparently.
Well, Nature Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, high-flying son of a gun or whatever the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even in the ripe old age of 97.
Like Nature Boy?
Yeah. Or whatever it's at.
God damn it. All right, so Pepsi responded to Sabra and said, Pepsi and Mmus. By the way, Mmus is M-M-U-S. So see, what they're trying to do is make it Mmus. Like, delicious.
Must.
But Pepsi says Pepsi and Mmus is a must because they put 2 M's there too.
Fuck off, Pepsi.
They're clever.
Yeah, you're a second-rate cola. Get out of here.
Wow. Jeez.
You and your blue cans.
Wow.
You blew it.
Wow. This got political fast. So,
that's right.
I'm reading something that was posted on Twitter, so grain of salt. It says Sabra hummus is co-owned by the Strauss Group, a corporation that supports the Israeli army's elite Golani and Javadi brigades. The Golani and Javadi have been cited for numerous human rights violations since 1948, including during Israel's 3-week assault on Gaza that killed more than 1,400 mostly unarmed Palestinian civilians.
Oh, wow.
All right, then. Well, in the event that you didn't already not like the taste of Sabra, I guess maybe that's a reason to not buy it or whatever.
How do you muss with violence?
Yeah, right. I love this one. Someone on here was like, the OK Boomer line was more than cringy. Amen. So, wow. Seriously, Jesus Christ, this thing got political really fast. Wow, all right, I'm going to stop reading, because now it feels like I'm reading YouTube.
Keep hurting.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Nate. He's not even in... Oh, I didn't even realize that. It looked like Nate was in one of his robes, but I don't even think it's in one of his real robes. It looks like a fake robe.
It's a Sabra wrapper.
Oh, my God. Why wouldn't Nate wear one of his... Well, maybe he sold a bunch. I don't know.
What if he was in a robe for a hummus commercial, but the robe was made of pita bread?
Oh, God. As long as the check clears, I'm fine with it. Because, I want Nate to be around and do well. All right, I'm trying to watch this because I want to see if he shows any more of this robe. No, I guess not, because Twitter wants to just freeze on me. So, looks like he dips red pepper in his muss. So
what? What is it? Red pepper and roasted red pepper muss? Because that's like that's a little much. That's a couple different levels.
It's a little much.
Oh shit! Red pepperception. Forgot I had this on.
Terrible. All right, let's move on from that garbage.
All right.
You got anything else?
Hey, actually, I got 2 little news stories myself.
All
here.
right, cool.
One of them made me laugh. One of them made me sad.
Perfect.
Which one would you want first?
Well, let's sad Hulk and then go with funny. Okay.
So this one makes me sad because, as much as I'm not a religious person, I don't shit on people if they are, because, everyone needs their own thing.
Right. I mean, unless they ask for it on the table, then you're all for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
Then you'll shit on anyone. Right.
But this guy.
Oh, boy.
This guy, Brian, Prophet Nigel Massey, says that he can raise Kobe Bryant from the dead.
Oh, boy.
If the family just gives him 10% of his net value.
Which is an estimated, I believe, like $800 million or something like that. It's a
lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. And that's without like future considerations, because there's clearly more money that could be had down the road, via Nike deals, apparel, blah, 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 Kobe's own brand, various other things. So there's potential for even more money down the road. Yeah, 10%.
I mean, I got his whole quote here.
Oh, let's have it.
Says the Lord took me into the spirit world. I have seen a great man fall. This news will shake the entire world because of how great this man is. I see a lot of people on social media talking about the man for weeks to come. I see a lot of sad faces. America will mourn this great man. Then the Lord instructed me to announce to the family of this man, the American embassy, he's from Ghana, in Ghana and the entire world, that he, the Lord, has not seen the death of this man. He said to me, Nigel, tell the family of this man, tell the entire world that you're going to pay my tithes and offerings and use you as a vessel to bring this man and his daughter back to life.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, so first of all, fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Because then he continued to say this man's worth $500 million, and should the family agree to give me 10% of his income, I will bring them back to life. Thus saith the Lord, without the money, I cannot bring him and the little girl back.
What? Okay, extra fuck you to this guy. It's bad enough to toy with people when they're in this kind of an emotional state, you know? But to do that on top of it,
yeah, what a piece of shit.
And to bring the daughter in.
That makes it really shitty, doesn't it?
Because it's bad enough when you go after a celebrity, but when you go after innocent parties in it too, that's garbage. Now, has he contacted the other people that were in the helicopter, or were those sanctioned?
Have as much money? What are you kidding?
They must have been sanctioned deaths by the Lord, who's clearly incredibly greedy.
I want all these other people, but those two. If you get a pile of riches, you can bring them back. It's cool, bro.
Why? Okay, if God has those kind of powers and stuff, why? If God didn't sanction it, why wouldn't God just it's not your time and back to reality? Oops, there goes gravity. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Whoops a daisy, Kobe.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were on board.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like what the? Oh my God. Obviously, the family's not going to give him the money, but
I hope they send assassins after him.
Right. My feeling on this would be like, well, look, you're saying you can't do it without the money. My feeling is you bring him and the girl back, and then we will gladly sign over 10%.
Yeah, payable upon delivery.
Yeah. Yeah, you bring him back, I will gladly. In fact, I might even give you more than that, you know? Because, whatever, like I said, they can make more money, you know? Asshole.
I cannot believe the audacity of some people.
Right. Jeez.
You know? So that was a sad one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
really quick on the Kobe front, did you see they're talking that, because they were going to have like a memorial thing at the Staples Center, and they're talking that the city's worried because they think, like when the Lakers won their last championship, over 1 million people showed up in LA for the parade.
Oh, it's going to be insane.
And they think that even if half of that shows up for Kobe, whether it's for or against, because there's going to be people protesting, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah.
How many ever people show up? The Staples Center only holds 20,000 people, you know. So
that's good, way more than that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you do about that, because I mean, unless you're gonna instead fly everyone to Dallas or something, you know, somewhere, or find some stadium like, you know, Cowboy Stadium that holds 100,000 people, you know, like I don't know what you're gonna do. And even then, that wouldn't be enough, you know, like it's, so, yeah. I mean, the only thing they could do, because I think the city's worried about it for security reasons and stuff, you know, because, you know, people, if they get mad, they can't get in or whatever. I mean, you're almost going to have to do a ticketing system, you know, and then encourage people to stay home if they can't, you know, like if you don't get in or something. But man, that's going to be crazy, because then what's going to happen is you're going to see all those tickets end up on eBay.
Right.
So I don't know exactly how they're going to solve this, but man, that's crazy though. You know, I forgot they gave the numbers on how, like, after Michael Jackson died, how many people showed up, and it was well over 20,000 people. So, Kobe to the LA area is probably going to draw more people.
Well, people are going to be probably traveling for it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Anywho, what else you got?
Well, the other one, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny.
Okay.
It kind of falls in that weird gray area of funny and sad.
Perfect. Where I exist.
Yeah, exactly. So, so Dateline, Dublin.
Yeah.
A 3 foot, 4 inch tall Irish man was arrested this morning for allegedly taking advantage of credulous women by posing as a leprechaun and extorting sexual favors in exchange for a fictional pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Wow. All right, so I have a question to ask you about this.
Yes.
Before we get too far into this.
Okay.
Are you sure this isn't an Onion type of site?
This is the World News Daily Report.
Okay. So I don't know that.
Oh, motherfucker says where facts don't matter.
Oh, does it?
You
Okay.
cunts.
I was going to say, because I think I saw this somewhere else and somebody made a comment about it looking iffy. You should go over it, though. It's a funny read. We'll have the link in the show notes still. Because it's stupid, but it's,
God damn it.
But honestly, the thing is, it's like, given the world we're in now, I could see people falling for that.
I fell for it.
I could see like people falling for someone pretending to be a leprechaun because people are willing to believe in some weird shit.
Yeah, now I'm just disappointed in myself that I didn't deep dive as much as I need to.
In fairness, yeah, I was going to say you're staying on brand. This has happened before.
I'm just gonna
disqualified.
Yep, that's me, disqualified.
I'm just really skeptical of anything that seems. It's tough now though because so much shit. Like I actually saw
much weird shit happens. Well, and I just saw the picture of this guy's face. Yeah. And I'm like, this needs to be on our website.
Well, dude, after that situation with Trump getting the location of Kansas City wrong, the creator of Veep posted, "This is why Veep had to end."
Oh, right.
Because basically, what's her name, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was like, yeah, we can't compete with this. And, and it's like, yeah, all the craziness that show is real life now. So,
for sure, right?
When these random weird ass things are happening, it's so hard now. Like, I've seen so many sites where something looks legit, so I'll go to the internet and type in the headline and see if I can find it on some site that I at least generally knows vets their stories, but even that is harder than it used to be. It's like, Jesus, it's ridiculous.
Well, unfortunately, I had this thought. It was a great story about some Irish midget that was, conning stupid women into blowing his tiny red dick for gold that didn't exist.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't have it anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a, Florida man story or something like that, or,
yeah, right.
Somebody fooling people on something along those lines because people want to get rich and are, gullible. There's a reason why all those princes in other countries, are constantly ripping people off.
There is the classic Alabama leprechaun video when people were donning leprechaun armor and all this weird shit and climbing trees trying to find the leprechaun. So
right.
And that was a legit news story.
Yeah, that's why I said I wouldn't be shocked if this came somewhere else down the road and it's like there's like a legit story. Maybe not multiple people, but at least one.
I'm still sad.
Yeah. Or like the person with the Kobe thing. I could see that working on somebody who's not, somebody who's really desperate to bring back their loved one. If worded and done correctly, I bet it would work on somebody.
Right.
Because look, how many of these, mediums are out there, and I'm not saying mediums are all fake, but there's a lot of them out there that are just scamming people, like, oh yeah, your loved one is at peace and everything's great, and then the people walk away and it's like, oh yeah, give me all this money, So
all the monies.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying they're all fakes. It's just clearly there's a lot of them that are, it's
so sad now.
Damn it, I got the order wrong. I guess I should have led with that one and then gone to the other one.
It's sadder now.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's do a recap of our song prompt from last week.
Yes.
Which was
if you could identify with a song, not your favorite song, what song is You?
Oh, that was the other one. Yeah, that wasn't the song prompt. That was the other one.
Oh shit. Which one am I thinking of then?
No, I had two last week because we had that one and then we also had the theme song for The Person on Your Right.
Ah, son of a bitch.
He's having a rough day, Tony.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I got a psycho cat over here.
Yeah.
Well, I have the Identify song assigned.
All right.
And, yeah, I have an answer to the Identify one.
Okay.
Well, I don't have it. I don't know if I have anything for the other one. They're definitely not on YouTube. We don't have anything current on, or not on YouTube. Jesus Christ. On Face page, we don't have anything current.
Yeah, right. I'm checking out.
Man, Brian, I'm all fucked up.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you're still easing yourself back into beer. It's okay.
Apparently.
Hop Slam's a hell of a drug.
Man, I'm all jacked up.
All right, let me look real quick. Yeah, I don't see any answers to the stuff on Twitter, so. Okay. All right, so, I guess. Yeah, all right. So what do you have the answers to then?
I have the answer to,
the one you just said?
Yeah, what song do you identify with?
Okay, we'll go ahead with that then.
All right. So, Michelle, she said Yellow by Oh Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with this song.
I'm not either.
Or I'm sorry, Oh Yeah by Yellow. Now that I'm looking at it in Spotify.
That still don't know what it is.
Don't know either, but I'm adding it to our playlist.
Yeah.
The song that I identify with, and I think I talked about this many years ago on our podcast, but there's a song by Van Morrison called Clean Windows.
Okay.
And it's just basically about some blue-collar dude that he's just like, that's his jam. That's what he does. He's a working man. He's cleaning windows. He's happy with his life.
Ah, okay.
I'm not 100% happy with my work,
right?
But, it's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely could be worse.
It's still a song that speaks to me.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's all you got, huh?
That's what I got.
All right. I'm waiting for my stupid Gmail to load. It's being poopies. Because I want to pull up. I do not have an answer from Cheeto this week.
Oh, because he's too busy at Cheaties or Banditis or whatever their place is called.
Chino Banditos?
That's it.
All right. But Fluffy Bunny Ash says she was trying to think of non-mean songs, but it's too hard, so she's just going to go mean. And this was about the the theme song for The Person on Your Right. This was our song prompt for the week.
Right.
And hers was for her girlfriend. It's Show Me Your Pussy by Lords of Acid.
I mean, that's pretty great.
Right? And for her boyfriend, Freak on a Leash by Korn.
Yeah, I was supposed to come up with something for you, wasn't I? God damn it.
Yeah. You're just terrible. That's all there is.
Terrible.
Well, hey, everyone out there. I'm looking for a new co-host. So.
Wait, Show Me Your Pussy by who?
Lords of Acid.
Not on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's horse shit.
Man, Fluffy Bunny Ash goes a little too deep for Spotify even. Unless it's called something else.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You'll have to, I guess, do some homework or something. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Freak on a Leash should definitely be there.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, unless, for some reason Korn's not on there, but.
Freak on a Leash. Boom.
Okay.
God damn, I feel like I really dropped the ball here.
Yeah,
Did you have a song for me?
Yeah, I did it last week.
I really feel like an asshole.
I did it last week. Right? Remember Pomp and Circumstance or the Legion of Doom theme song?
Yeah. Man, what the hell happened?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think maybe you mussed up.
I sure did muss up. Yeah.
Ugh.
I was all focused on the identifying song. I wasn't thinking of the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's all right.
Apparently I should just talk about the narcissist theme.
That's great.
Wow.
Even though you were the least narcissist on our...
I know. Well, that was then.
On that
maybe things have changed.
Clearly flawed test we took.
yeah, I know. Clearly flawed.
All I cared about was I wasn't the top, so...
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
God, how long ago was that? That has to be like 200 episodes ago.
It was a long time ago.
Holy shit. Because Tate was on the show, in like the 150s to 200s range or something like that. And it was when she was on the show still. So, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago.
Sweet Jeebus, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so amazing, like, once in a while when I think about something on the podcast and I'm like, oh my God, that was 7 years ago. You know?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
All right. Well, let's move on to this week's song.
Yes, please. Hopefully this one's not as deep. Give me something fun again.
All right. A song to play while hanging out with Bob Marley.
Oh, well, fuck yeah.
Now, the real question in the thinking here is like, you know, are you the asshole that's like, hey, let's listen to your song, or do we, you know?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, as a fella that's been to Jamaica a couple times now, you get kind of sick of hearing Bob Marley songs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know?
I have nothing against Bob Marley, but I got really tired of him. I think I told this before. Like, when I worked at the video store, there's two girls I worked with that they always wanted to play the Bob Marley concert tape that we had, and they wanted to play it over and over, and I finally, literally, I'm not kidding, stomped the shit out of the tape so they couldn't do it anymore.
I mean, if you want to hear some good Bob Marley, though, Bob Marley live at the Roxy, it's really legit.
Oh, no, it's all right. Like I said, I don't have anything against him, especially now, because, you know, now I control it a little better. I listen to Bob Marley when I want to now, not feel like I'm being, you know, waterboarded.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
I'm thinking, my initial reaction is, because obviously if you're hanging out with Bob Marley, you're probably partaking in the herbal remedies.
Could be, yeah. Could
be. Is I'm leaning towards, when I think herbal remedies, I'm not thinking, like Rasta music. I'm thinking Cypress Hill.
I just like the idea of sitting there with Bob Marley listening to Cypress Hill. Probably blow his mind, right?
Right, exactly. So I think I'm going to go I Want to Get High by Cypress Hill.
Gotta go with the weed reference, huh?
You know, there's Cypress Hill's got so many good ones, though, but... Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Dude, I think mine is going to shock you.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
What you got?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Mine is Where's the Black Eyed Peas?
Really?
Yep. Because I just feel like that was very much, you know, it's not that a lot of Marley stuff had to do with, you know, with love and, you know, being one with other people, essentially, you know, and I feel like if he were still alive now, it would make him sad to see how a lot of people have kind of lost, you know, kind of the message he was bringing a lot of the times. And I kind of feel like, you know, Where is the Love? I think that was kind of the thing, was literally that's the part of the song. It's like questioning, like, what happened to this, you know? So I think that's where I'd go.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah. I mean, otherwise it'd be like...
Well, they've already been added to the Salty Language Song Question of the Week playlist.
All right. Any Hobie pick?
I don't really have a Hobie pick. I mean, I might next week when people, you know.
Yeah.
People answer with us or whatever.
Yeah. How many responses do you think?
You know,
what do you think the percentage is of weed responses?
We better get more responses. With this one, we can actually, like, I'm going to do some little Instagramming with pictures of Bob Marley, since I have a good focal thing to, you know, put in there. And we might get more responses.
Yeah, maybe. I hope.
Maybe. I hope so, too. But, yeah, I'm enjoying this song question of the week. I still haven't heard back from those guys from that game, though. I got to reach out to them again.
Yeah.
It's like we had a nice rapport going, and then it was like radio silence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they got the coronavirus.
Maybe they listen to the podcast.
I did send them a couple links to different shows.
No, what are you doing?
Well, I was like, here's our show proper, and I'm like, and here's our enthusiast show. This is what you guys would be doing.
Yeah.
It's a little more,
Yeah.
It's not as insane, basically.
Right. Slightly less dick and fart jokes.
Yeah. More structured.
Yeah.
Less, weird jokes about masturbation and throwing an axe at somebody's face.
I mean, yeah. Unless necessary.
So.
All right. Well, there you go. Once again, it's a song to play while hanging out with Bob Marley. So there you go. That's the song prompt of the week. And we anxiously await your replies so our playlist can get even weirder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Also, speaking of that playlist, the link will be in the show notes to go check that out on Spotify if you're into Spotify. So, yeah.
If you're not, what are you doing?
I don't know.
It's a good place to listen to Salty Language.
Yeah, true. Or, The Crazy Life or Moving the Needle. They're all on there, I believe.
Yeah.
And, or Daft Pod, I believe, is on there too, or the S. Anthony Thomas podcast, or S. Anthony Says, I'm sorry, and get it correct.
Yeah.
But, go check out all that stuff. Or any of the other podcasts we've talked about. They're all probably on there at this point, because Spotify is, the number one.
Everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they are, man. They are.
So, all right. Well, with that, as always, we invite you to go check out saltylanguage.com, where there's links to all the enthusiast episodes we talked about, all the past episodes of this show, and there's a very robust catalog of back episodes.
Boy, is there, Brian.
Do you ever wonder with our show if anyone looks at it and goes, Jesus, there's 444 of these episodes. I'm not going to know what's going on.
I hope not, because every week when we start recording, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we do make a lot of jokes that are rewarded, that reward long time listening, but at the same time, I it's hard not to, whenever you do something like this, it's hard to,
to be fair, that's something that you and I have been doing our whole lives.
Yeah, exactly.
We do callback jokes on this show that no one gets but us.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're shitheads. But
so if you're a new listener, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, go back and listen to all 444 episodes. It'll only take you a minute.
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
They're super fast listeners.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, just listen on double speed. Don't sleep.
Double speed. And I did, suggest going all the way up to maybe quadruple speed. Maybe even ludicrous, if you can, don't go plaid, though. Plaid's too far.
iPhone or Android device. Yeah, I was trying to say it might go into the plaid.
Yeah, probably don't want to go there. But anywho, so yeah, check out our website for all the links and past episodes and all that kind of stuff. Or all the links for the stuff we talked about in the show will be in the show notes, so you can check those out. If you're using the Apple Podcast app, I believe you can click the links right in the app, but I don't know how that works with, any of the other stuff, Spotify, Stitcher, any of that. But so, yeah, I guess if you want to hit the show up, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, and, we're also on, we also have a presence on the Instagram there, Brian, Salty Language. I believe it's Salty Language Pod on Instagram.
Nope, just Salty Language.
I don't remember.
It's just Salty Language. Salty Language Pod is on
Salty
YouTube's.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So. Facebook, I guess we're there, but just because of cross-post.
Right, yeah, it's... we're not very active there. If someone, if there's anybody out there that would love to run our Facebook page, we're more than, willing to listen.
Yeah.
Because we don't so much like Facebook. So if there's someone who listens that digs Facebook or wouldn't mind it, let us know. It can make you.
Yeah, because we don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. For so many reasons. Oh, man. So, all right. So, that's, if you need any of the other social media stuff, they're all on the website also, so you can go check those out. And while you're on the site, don't forget to click on the links to the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Network and
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. So go check out those networks and find some other programs that may tickle your ears fancy.
Sexy.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And, yeah. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I think you got everything.
Yeah, right. Close enough.
Except for our classic ending.
Right, right. Which, of course, is now that we're in February, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like stay salty and stuff, and like Valentine's Day is coming up. If you're into that. I'm not.
Nah, I'm not either.
Yeah.
And I guess
I'm not into winged naked babies flying around shooting arrows at people.
Don't lie, you are too.
Hell no, not me if I could shoot back. That'd be cool.
Right? That'd be a weird game.
Like there's a stupid little mythical baby just trying to make people fall in love, and then someone hits it with like a pass-through shot with a compound bow.
So here's the deal, right? The game is played. It gives you the option of either playing as Cupid, to where you've got to try to, make pairs or whatever, or you get to play like some sort of like bounty hunter, like trying to stop Cupid because Cupid's, success record is not very good. So
he sucks lately, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're basically trying to put him down because you're just like, listen, I'm tired of what you're doing to people. So, it's basically like you're kind of a Grinch, but for Valentine's Day,
Like it's someone that walks into a grocery store and they see all the pink and red hearts on candy and things. They're like, he must be stuffed.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're walking around, you go into a bathroom and you're just checking around and the trash can glows and you see a diaper and you smell it and you're like, he's close. It's still warm.
Smells like Whitman's candy sample.
I think he had mashed nanners for lunch.
Mashed nanners. I love this fact this mythical creature's eating Gerber.
Right? Oh, man. So I guess, after all that, I guess the final thing I'll say here, I guess, is go mush yourself.
God damn it.